Hello, on this video I'm going to show you how to make Peruvian spaghetti. It's a Peruvian dish, very easy to make. We're going to need thick spaghetti, or you choose the spaghetti that you like most. We're going to need 1/4 pound of domestic feta cheese, 1 small red onion, 5 or 4 cloves of garlic, 1 bundle of spinach, and depending how they sell it in your store, 2 small bundles of basil, fresh basil. And we're going to need boiled potatoes. And of course, we are going to need trimmed beef skirt steak. This will feed about 4 people. So we're going to chop the onions into small pieces. Once this is ready, we're going to chop or crush the garlic. We're going to use the knife, press on it. Now we don't need to smash it all the way, because we are going to fry this a little bit to get all the flavor out, and we're going to use the blender to make the paste. We won't use all of the cheese. We might only use half of it, or maybe a little bit more, but get 1/4. And now we're going to proceed to wash the spinach. Wash it thoroughly, because sometimes spinach has sand or dirt on it, and we're only going to need the leaves. So we're going to chop off the bottom, because we don't need this. So while the water boils for the spaghetti, we're going to prepare the meats. Cut into small, depending how many people you're going to be feeding. And we're going to add some salt. Always first add salt. Should be enough. Now we're gonna add some black pepper. This is fresh crushed black pepper. Just a little bit, not too much. That should be enough. And now the garlic that we had, we're gonna take about 2 cloves and chop it, mince it very small. and we're going to add it on the meat. Now on the meat, we're going to add a little bit of oil. And that should be good enough. We're going to mix everything nicely. And while everything is ready, we're going to put this on the side because we will cook this at the end. I forgot to mention, we are going to need 1 or 2 pecans. So we're going to proceed to crush it. We're going to use the knife. We're just going to separate small pieces. I'm going to proceed to crush it also. So all that oil comes out. This is going to give the spaghetti a very beautiful smell and taste. We're going to mix it with the garlic. Put it right next to it. I forgot to mention, this is a Peruvian yellow pepper. You don't have to use it. This I'm only using it because I like my food a little spicy. So this is just optional. Okay. Now we're gonna take the basil. We're only gonna need the leaves. Only the leaves. This right here will give your food, the spaghetti, an amazing aroma to it. So we're gonna use 2 of them. You know, this is very fresh. I'm not going to use all of it because you also don't want to overdo it with the smell. Now I know the feta cheese, a lot of people don't like it because of the way it smells, but when we cook it this way, you won't even know that it has cheese on it. My son loves this spaghetti. It's like his favorite spaghetti. And if you have kids, you know they love spaghetti. So we have done this much, and we're going to wash it. So now that everything is ready, we have to wait for the spaghetti to be cooked. And I'm going to go through the ingredients one more time. Fresh basil, fresh spinach, steak. You can also do this with fish or chicken if you like. Really, you can choose whatever meat that you want for it, even pork chops. We're gonna need the garlic, minced or chopped garlic with pecan, 1 small onion chopped into small pieces, feta cheese. Now, we're not gonna use salt because feta cheese is salty already, and we really don't want to overdo the salt on the food and mess it up. So we won't use salt, only the feta cheese. And 2 small boiled potatoes. So we're going to work on the potatoes now. So we're going to take the skin out. First, it's easier to chop off the potatoes and then take off the skin. We're going to need some dry parsley, a little bit of oil, and a pinch of salt. And then we're going to put it on the pan and lightly fry it. Not too much, just a little bit. We're going to brown it to give it a little flavor, because that's what the kids love too. And like I said, this is going to feed about 4 to 5 people if they eat a very good hefty amount. If not, then you can actually feed about 7 people with this. So once we have this, we are going to add a little bit of oil on it, just a little bit. Make sure it showers all of the potatoes. Like that. Some sea salt. And we're going to add a little bit of parsley, dried parsley. Like that. We're going to mix it, and that should be it. So once the water has come to a boil, this is when we will add the spaghetti. Make sure to add oil and salt to the spaghetti, to the water. Not too much salt. And then add the spaghetti. We want to move it very gently first. Keep it moving, keep it in motion so the spaghetti doesn't stick. You have to do this for about 3 minutes until the spaghetti is soft, meaning once the spaghetti is flexible. Once the spaghetti is flexible, you can leave it by itself boiling. It should take about 10 minutes to 12 minutes to be ready. You don't want to overcook it, so it has to be al dente, like they call it. You see how the spaghetti is being a little more flexible now, little by little. So you gotta keep doing that, keep doing that. Don't ever leave it after you put it inside, or the spaghetti will just stick to the bottom and stick to all of the spaghettis. And we definitely don't want that. So now that the spaghetti is a little more flexible, no, not yet, we keep moving it. Making this dish shouldn't take you more than 30 minutes. Once you get the hang of it, it is actually very easy. Right now it's taking me longer because I have to explain and I have to make sure that I'm giving you the right directions so you have a very good experience on making this dish. And now we can proceed to move it more. Make sure we don't break the spaghetti. Okay. It's still a little hard. We have to keep moving it. Now seems to be good, yes. Now we're going to let it boil for about 10 minutes. So while the spaghetti is almost finished, we're going to start making the spaghetti sauce. We're going to wait for the pan to be a little bit warm. Not too much fire and not too low. And we're going to add some oil. So we're going to proceed to add the yellow pepper. Remember, this is very optional. You don't have to use that. That's only for me to make it a little bit spicy. We're gonna add the garlic and the pecans. And now we're gonna proceed to add the onions. We don't want to burn this. We just want to get all the flavor out by lightly frying it. Once you see the onions turning a little translucent, when you can see through them, then it should be ready to add the rest on it. There. First we're going to add the spinach. This might look like it's too much, but it's not. So the spinach, once it gets warm, is going to reduce in size. And then we proceed to add the basil. We're going to press, and then we're going to cover it. As you can tell, this is almost ready, and this is what we want. We want that spinach and that basil to fuse with the onions and the garlic and make that delicious aroma, that smell. Now this is ready, so what we're going to do is we're going to set it aside and let it cool down. So now that the spinach and the basil is almost ready, we're going to proceed to brown our potatoes. Now we're going to flip the potatoes. Gently, so the oil doesn't splash on you. And leave it on there for about 3 more minutes. So this potato is already done, and we're going to take it out of the pan. There you go. And we move to the next step, which is making the paste. Now on the blender, we're gonna add everything carefully because it's still warm. Just make sure when you make this, make sure it's completely cold. Right now I'm just making it like this because I'm running out of time. And we're gonna put everything in there. Okay. And we're going to add the feta cheese. We'll break it. Remember, don't add salt into this. No salt. So we're going to proceed to blend this. So it's already blended, and this is what we are looking for. You see how creamy it is? That's what we need. Look. It's perfect. Now, if you need to add salt, add it right now before you serve it. Sometimes different types of cheeses, feta cheese are very salty, some of them aren't. So just make sure that the feta cheese you're buying is not too salty, and if it isn't, always add a little more salt into it. So we add a little bit of the spaghetti in a bowl, and we're going to pour a little bit of this green sauce. About that much, and we're going to mix it. We're going to make sure that the spaghetti is beautifully showered in it. Just like that. And we're going to put this to the side. And do you remember steak? Now it's time to make this, because everything else is ready. Since it's almost ready, we're going to fix the plate. Okay, so we're gonna add 2 potatoes to this plate. Just the small ones, I guess. And we're going to add the spaghetti. But this is not done yet. Now that the pan is hot, wait until it smokes a little bit. It's not smoking yet. There. I don't know if you can see the smoke. Once you can see the smoke, we're going to add the steak. We're gonna let it fry for about 3 or 4 minutes on each side. So 3 minutes has gone by, and we're going to flip it. We need to raise the heat on this hot pan so it can cook faster. Now that the steak is almost ready, we're going to remove it, and we're going to cut right in between the steak to make it bigger. Right in the middle. Like this, and then cook it for about 2 more minutes. Very, very smoky. So now we're going to flip it one more time. The good thing is with this steak is very juicy. It's very hard for it to get dry, which is why we are using this. It's a little bit more expensive, but it is worth it all the way. So since that steak is almost done, we're about to serve. So the steak is done, nice and sizzling, like that. So this is it. This is the famous Tallarines Verdes. It's a very delicious plate, very easy to make. I hope you like the video. Give it a like and subscribe if you like. I will be making more videos of more foods from my country, and also of a couple of other countries that I know. I know how to make some Mexican food and Italian food that I've learned throughout the years. But this is how I'm gonna start with Tallarines Verdes. Have a beautiful day, and enjoy your